What's up, everybody? In this video, we are going to look at how to integrate data from the web into a Node-RED flow. To do this, we will load the data from an API. There are lots of different APIs, and things can get pretty complex. For our purposes, we will load small pieces of data to work within our flows. First off, what is an API? API stands for Application Programming Interface. APIs are a way to exchange data between different services and applications. If an application has an API, we can make a call to it and it will return raw data to us. We can also post information to an API, where we send data and execute a function. Most modern APIs work with JSON data. To start working with APIs, we will use a weather API. We will make a call to it and it will return the current forecast to us. Ensure you have Node-RED running and open it in a browser. You should see our previous flow we created. Click the plus and create a new flow. Double-click on Flow 1. Change the name to API. In the description, put created by and enter your name. Click Done. Double-click on the flow created from a previous video and delete it. We will need to download and install additional nodes for our weather API. Click the hamburger menu in the top right corner. Select Manage Palette. In the window that slides out, select the Install tab. This will let us search for and install new nodes. With the Install tab selected, search for Open Weather. Next, click the Install button. You will see a pop-up warning. Just go ahead and click Install. If all goes well, you should see a green message indicating that the Open Weather Map nodes have been installed. If you scroll down the nodes on the left-hand side, you will see under Weather there are two nodes, Open Weather Map and Open Weather Map In. Drag an Open Weather Map node onto the workspace. Double-click on the node. The first option asks us for an API key. What is this? An API key is a way for an API to authenticate who is interfacing with the API. As you work with APIs, there are different levels of access. Some provide free data and others are paid. We will need to sign up with Open Weather to get an API key. In a browser, go to https://openweathermap.org and hit return. Click Sign in the top left. Next, click Create an account and fill out your details. After sign up, Open Weather will send you an email verification. You will need to confirm your account before you can use Open Weather. Ensure you are logged into your account. Click on your username and select My API Keys. You should see a key is listed as a default. Click on the pencil icon next to the default name. Change the name to Node-RED and click Save. Next, double-click the long string in the key column. Once it is selected, copy the key. Go back to your Node-RED flow. Ensure you are editing the Open Weather node and paste your API key into the input box. Ensure you are getting the current weather for a city and enter a city and country. Give the node the name of Current Forecast. Click Done. Now we need to add a Debug and Inject node. Drag an Inject node to the workspace and connect it to the Current Forecast node. Next, drag a Debug node to the workspace and connect it to the Current Forecast node. Click Deploy and ensure the debug window is selected. Try clicking on the Inject node and see what shows up in the debug window. You should see the current weather forecast showing up. You will notice that the content returned from the API is an object, and there is lots of information returned to you. We can use this information in our Node-RED flow. Double-click the Current Forecast node. Change the current weather for to 5-day forecast for. Click Done. Click Deploy and ensure the debug window is selected. Try clicking on the Inject node and see what shows up in the debug node. This time, the 5-day forecast has been returned. But the API returns more than just 5 days. It returns a forecast for the next 5 days, but it gives us information in 3-hour intervals. This is something to be aware of with an API. It can return a lot of information to us, and we need to work with the data and format it so it makes sense to our end user. Often, an API will have documentation that explains the data that is returned and ways that you can interact with the API. If you look at the Open Weather website, There is a lot of documentation that explains what is returned to you with various API calls. I'll let you have a look at that on your own. Double-click on the current forecast node. Change the 5-day forecast for back to current weather for. Click Done. In the next videos, we will work with the data we load from the OpenWeather API. At the end of this video, you should be able to connect to an API and get data and return it to the debug window in Node-RED.